Scales. Scales. I know, everybody just, oh, I hate scales. That's like saying you hate the alphabet. How can you do that? Anyway, scales, really essential to developing your ability to read and play, whether you're a classical player or a commercial player. Knowing those patterns, where they are on your horn, really helps with your ear. So if you're improvising, you got to know your scales and modes. We'll get to those. And if you're a classical player, you're reading a piece and you look at it and go, oh, that's just a major scale, except that note's left out. You start to be able to read things a lot quicker because you recognize what they are. Scales and arpeggios. The requirements for jury levels are first semester, major scales only. Second semester, major, natural minor. Third semester, major, natural minor, harmonic minor. And then your fourth semester, which is referred to as the sophomore tech, that's major in all three forms of minor. The requirement is just to have them one octave. We're going to encourage you to do more, 2, maybe 3 if you can, because maybe not necessarily for the jury, but just so that you can play. We also want to look at arpeggios that go along with those, because that's again going to get you playing more patterns, which will help your playing all along. So, things that are in the book. There's a major scale page, major arpeggio page, and there's some arpeggio and exercise pages, and the next 3 or 4 things that are in there that you can utilize. They're from various sources. Major scales. 2 things or 2 ways to play major scales. One is slow for tone development, but hopefully if the long tones are working, then that's already taking care of itself. But also for listening to intervals. So slowly for listening to the intervals. A lot of times I hear people play major scales and they're hybrid scales. They're kind of major, they're kind of minor, they're major. Because the intervals aren't right. So this is, good old B flat. So we got not too fast, right? Right. But sometimes people play them and I'll hear things like, this is going to hurt me. I hope that made you cringe. So as you're playing scales not very fast, then listen to especially the key notes, the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7. Are they where they need to be in relation to the tonic? So we'll listen to those, make sure they're done in tune. The second thing for scales is to play them to develop technique. Oh, I know my B flat scale. Good. Now play it faster. So now I'm utilizing articulation, slide technique. Gotta work on that. Which that's another episode. And just getting around the horn. Great. If you can play, I know my scales. I can play them all like this. Great if all the music that you're ever going to play is that speed. I hope it's not. Whether it be in band, orchestra, jazz band, on your own, whatever. I hope you'll play things that are faster. So how do you get to be able to play faster music? Well, learn your scales faster. Slow in tune first, faster, and then work on the articulation. Okay? So we have major scales, then we're going to go to major arpeggios. It's the 1, the 3, the 5, and the ones that are in this particular book, which I like, they do the major arpeggios with the major 7. So like on B flat, we would have B flat, D, F, A, and then the B flat. So we've got that major 7 at the top. Do that, now you understand what a major 7 chord is. And then we can go on from that later. So major scales, major arpeggios, then natural minor, minor arpeggios, and then we can get into the other fun stuff, and how to get to the modes and stuff like that based on the major and the natural minor. If you know your major scales, you can figure out natural minor. If you know your major and your natural minor, you can figure out every mode there is. Okay? It's real easy just by manipulating a note or two. All right, so that's scales. So what's next?